Hello, I'm Phil. Welcome to the suspension DVD. Over the next hour or so we're going to be looking at modifying and improving the suspension on the Morris Minor. A lot of it's relevant to anything you're going to be modifying really. So we'll start with the front. Now what I wanted to do was, there's several kits available. Oil damper kit, gas shock kit, and then coilover shocks. I've been out in the car. Those of you who bought some of the other DVDs, you'll know now that it's painted and the interior's finished and it looks quite pretty. The turbo's in, it goes well, it stops okay. Now we need to stiffen it up and make it drive like a modern car without doing too much. Originally the suspension kits that I had ticked off on my list that I wanted, the front coilover shock kit was about £300 and something plus the VAT. The rear coilover shock kit was about £200 I think. Anti-roll bar kit, anti-tramp bar kit, what else was there? I think that's about it. Yeah, so anyway the total for the bits and pieces that I wanted to buy was nearly £1,000. So we've had a look, we've had a little investigation, and we're going to hopefully do it for less than half of that. Much less than half of that. Let's just get the phone. Okay, right, that's the phone dealt with. Where was I? Yeah. Now, after driving the car, when we put it back together, we put polybush suspension bushes in it, which is a fantastic improvement, just as it is. Stiffens everything up, gets rid of lots of glonks and bonks. We thought about thinking about the coilover shocks on the front. After you've stuck the anti-roll bar on, which is without shadow of a doubt the single best improvement you will make on your Morris Minor, the anti-roll bar kit is phenomenal. It stiffens it up enough that I don't know that coilover shocks would be of benefit, because I don't want to create a racing car. I don't want to feel every speed bump. I don't want to feel every pothole. I don't want to feel, you know, every lump and bump there is in the road. So what I've settled on was a sensible priced kit, which is the gas adjustable shocks for the front, which was about £140. Comes with all the brackets, all the bits and pieces. And I've actually fitted one side, so I know what I'm talking about, and it looks pretty good. And I did have a car once that had oil-based shock absorbers, and it was a Range Rover. When I upgraded that to gas shocks, it was phenomenal. Truly noticeable, the difference. So what I thought I'd do was, the front suspension's okay when you've got your anti-roll bar on, just from driving it so far. I want to increase the damper rate, because where the exhaust, where the turbo is, has gone past the lever arm damper at the top. I think it's pretty much cooked it, so it's not going to be getting the same damper rate either side anyway. So we're going to stick them on, just the standard kit on the front with the anti-roll bar, and that should make the front pleasant. And then when we get round to the back, I don't want to stiffen the back up with coilover shocks. Somebody's put 7-leaf traveller springs on my saloon, which should only be 5-leaf according to the internet. But even with the 5-leaf, it's such a stiff, hard ride. It's like a bucking donkey when you go over speed bumps. The front goes over it nicely, and then the back just goes bang, and literally it kicks the back wheels off the ground, I think. So what I've done, oh, bit of information for you. The shock absorbers they use in these kits are often Mini. Plenty of Mini websites out there selling lots of bits and pieces, lots of different variations of shocks, so you can choose what you want, spring rate, everything. What I found on the internet was a set of rear shocks for £35. Gas ones. The gas ones always extend themselves when they're good. So I just bought a set of them, 35 quid, bargain for a pair. So what we're going to do is we'll cover the front, get the front fitted up with the standard kit, and then rather than spend £300 on the back, we will make a little bit of bracketry. I bought some of these as well, wonderful little thing, rose joints, it's what all the racers use. And you can buy the threaded inserts to go inside steel tube, so you can make what you want, and it's for nothing. These are £3 each, £3.40, and you don't need many of them. Anyway, we'll get on to that when we we'll move on to that when we cover it. Today we're going to do the front. I've already fitted the anti-roll bar several months ago because I actually lost it going down a country road and ended up facing the way I was coming from. That was on the standard cross plies with no anti-roll bar, and before the turbo was even fitted. I think I had a slightly soft tyre which didn't help. Anyway, since I put the anti-roll bar on, amazing difference. Right, so let's go out the front. I'll show you what I've fitted so far. I'll explain the fitting of the anti-roll bar. It's pretty simple. And then we'll cover fitting this on the front. I'm going to do it on the floor outside. We're doing it on the floor. When it comes to doing the back, what we'll probably do is hopefully go to the garage that I can borrow and stick it up on the ramp so we can get right underneath with the camera and show all the details, because the axle will probably have to be removed or at least lowered. Right, okay, let's go out there and have a look at what we've done and get it finished. See you in a second. Right, okay, we're on the floor outside, car's on axle stands, which is probably what most people will be using. Let's have a look underneath. We'll start with the anti-roll bar because it's the best bit of kit you can add to the car. This is it. It's a 19mm anti-roll bar, so it's nearly the same thickness as the torsion bars. Comes with eyes that go on the end, and they replace the tie bar bolt in there like that. That just slots in, which is quite easy. I'll run over the sequence in a second. At the front it comes with L-shaped brackets that have got a hole in them there, and you drill through the chassis and put a big bolt through the middle. Well, if you're going to go as far as drilling holes through your car, you might as well weld the brackets on. Mine started to split there. Ugh, got some grease on me. Mine started to split there, so I decided to weld it on and make it totally solid. These two bits here are in two halves, and it comes with a big Allen bolt. Well, so I say a big Allen bolt, it's not actually, it's tiny. It goes through the middle both sides. There is some alignment required. Nothing drastic, nothing exciting. Basically, the hole for the bolt to go through sits just under the front tie bar bracket bolt stroke engine post, engine mounting bracket bolt. Right, so when you fit your anti-roll bar, you put your brackets on here on the front first, and then clamp your anti-roll bar in, and then grease up the end of your anti-roll bar, slide your rubber bush on until it comes into line with the hole for the tie rod bolt, and then stick it in. You can't put them in first because of the angle of the bar going out like that. You can't put that in first and then expect to get both of these ends in, because it's without the bar in the middle, it's like that, so you won't get it in. So hook the front on first, get your bracket, weld it on. Even if you only weld through the bolt eye and put a little bit of weld front and back edge, it's still stronger and a better idea than the bolt, because let's face it, if you're going to drill a hole, you're not going to be drilling it through a show car anyway, so you might as well have it fitted right. Okay, yeah, so that's that. Fit the brackets. I think it took me about an hour and a half on the ramp. You don't need to jack the car up for it or anything, just roll the car up on a set of car ramps, the little normal ones, and that's it. Fiddle away. You only got to take the wheels off.